think about the last time you watched a Minecraft PvP video and something felt slightly off. Like the player was genuinely good but you were not completely sure the fight was real. These days, modern Minecraft PvP is objectively better than it has ever been. The players are more skilled than ever, so why does it still feel fake? By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why the most skilled PvP players alive produce content that feels the most staged. And you will understand something that most videos never tell you. You are the reason why Minecraft PvP feels fake. But to understand what caused this, you have to understand what changed in the actual game first. Because the fakeness did not start with creators deciding to perform, it started with a Minecraft update. Before 2016, Minecraft PvP was simple. You swung your sword as fast as you could click your mouse, and someone who had never played a second of competitive Minecraft could watch a fight and immediately understand who was winning and why. You could see the gap between a good player and a bad one just by watching them move. Then the combat update arrived in 2016. It added an attack cooldown. You had to time your swings instead of just clicking as fast as possible. On paper, this created a much deeper skill ceiling. In practice, it made fights harder to read on camera. A perfectly timed swing looks almost identical to mistimed one on the outside. The exact thing that separated a skilled player from an average one became invisible to anyone watching. Content creators solved this by moving to custom servers that modified or ignored the new system entirely. A good example is Hypixel, whose owners decided to stay on 1.8. The official game mechanics went one way while the content game went another, and the content game kept evolving towards something designed around how things look rather than how they actually work. A good example of this is Wembu's Arbol Strike Cannons, where they created a custom mod just to enhance the Minecraft PvP experience for viewers. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. The next part is not about what creators do to footage after they record it. It is about what they do differently during the actual fight because they know the camera is running. When you know you're being recorded, you make different decisions without realizing it. This is not a conscious choice, it just happens. Hitting someone with a flashy combo on low health looks better in a clip than slowly breaking their armor, even if the positioning play is actually harder and more skillful. And that is before the edit even starts. A real PvP session involves hours of actual gameplay. The videos you watch is 8 to 12 minutes of the best PvP clips. In genuine competitive PvP, roughly 80% of a match is spent trading or reading your opponent. Only about 20% is active fighting. Content shows you only the 20% stitched together to look like the whole game. Every moment is a peak moment, fights escalate too quickly. There's no dead time, no build up, nothing to contrast the exciting parts of games. Your brain registers that something is off but cannot identify what, because everything on screen looks impressive. What it cannot find is the texture of reality. The edit also removes something you never get to see. When a fight goes badly or produces nothing usable, it just gets restarted. In any real sport, there is no restart button. For example, Wembu once called off a fight on unstable SMP because he was about to lose it to a player named Van That Guy. You see what looks like one continuous organic fight, but it was actually the third or fourth attempt at getting something worth keeping. Now, here's where production stops feeling like polish and starts feeling like something else entirely. Something most people never think about is the replay mod. It lets creators go back after a fight ends and film again from any camera angle they want. A fight that happened from one first-person view gets shown in the edit from 5 cinematic angles that did not exist during the actual fight. Your brain reads multiple camera angles as a signal that something genuinely spectacular just happened. It did not. That cinematic quality is a significant part of why modern PvP looks produced in a way the raw footage never would. The fight did not change, the presentation of it got rebuilt from scratch. Sound design also does more work on you than you realize. Hit sounds in modern PvP content are almost always synced to music after recording. The sound design is closer to a superhero movie than to what Minecraft sounds like when you play it yourself. Sound has an enormous effect on how hard a hit feels. Enhanced audio makes average plays feel devastating. Watch any modern PvP highlight with the volume off, then watch it again with sound on. The hit that looked ordinary suddenly feels like a finishing blow. Put the algorithm on top of all of this and the situation locks in permanently. A raw, honest PvP video with real stakes and real losses will lose to a montage on every metric YouTube tracks. The flashy thumbnail beats the plain one every time. People share clips that look impressive, not clips that accurately represent what average play looks like. The algorithm selected for the edited version consistently over years. Here's what that means for you specifically right now. Every Minecraft PvP video the algorithm puts in front of you has already been filtered. The honest version of that creator, the one showing tactically correct plays and losing games they did not restart, never reached your feed. You have been watching the edited version of competitive Minecraft for long enough that the real version would probably feel slow and wrong to you if you saw it. The algorithm did not just shape what creators make, it shaped what you're capable of enjoying. That is worth sitting with for a second. The real version of this content exists, you just never got the chance to want it. Most viewers of PvP content do not play competitive PvP at a high level. That gap between what creators know and what viewers can evaluate is what keeps the whole system running smoothly. A creator knows exactly which plays are mechanically impressive and which ones just look impressive on camera. The average viewer genuinely cannot tell the difference. This is not anyone's fault. It is the same reason most people cannot evaluate whether a professional golfer's swing has a technical flaw. You are just bad, bro. A bolt clutch in Dream's Manhunt will look like magic to average viewers. The unstable SMP is the clearest example of where this ends up, and it deserves to be said plainly. The PvP in those videos is often genuinely skilled, but every fight is surrounded by constructed contacts. The fight itself might involve real mechanics, but the reason for fighting is a content decision made for entertainment. And most viewers are not there for the fighting anyway. They are there for the story, the stakes, the characters. So the story is what gets optimized and the PvP becomes the action sequence inside it. The fighting is a prop inside a larger performance. A prop only needs to look like the real thing. Technoblade is the contrast that makes all of this visible. His competitive content worked for a reason almost nobody copies. He explained his decisions out loud as they happened. You heard him figure things out in real time. He also showed losses, bad games, and genuine confusion. His wins felt earned because his failures were visible right alongside them. Genuine PvP content requires showing the boring parts and the bad outcomes, so the good moments have contrast. You cannot do that at scale algorithmically because the boring parts drain watch time and showing losses cost you the credibility an audience came to see confirmed. PvP content that still carries the genuine feeling looks different in specific ways. Losses appear at roughly the same rate as wins. Decisions get explained in the moment instead of narrated over a highlight reel afterward. The audio is raw. The fights do not get restarted when they go wrong. Tournament footage from events like Minecraft Championship carries that feeling because the stakes are real. The outcome is unknown and nobody gets a do-over. The content is less cinematic. It is also more genuinely exciting because neither the player nor the viewer knows what is about to happen. Uncertainty is doing the work that production normally tries to manufacture. That is why the old footage felt more real. It was made by someone playing the game, not performing it. The game did not get less real, the content around it just learned to perform better than the game itself.